today what we're learning about is about rounding numbers. So rounding numbers to different decimal places. So like the tens place, hundreds place, thousands place, and so on. Before we get started, what you need to know is this. So know that 10 has 1 0 in it, 100 has 2 zeros, 1,000 has 3 zeros, and so on and so forth. This will be important when rounding to different places, right? So if you're rounding to the tenths place, so if you look at number 10, it has 1 0, so you're rounding to one decimal place. The hundredths place has 2 zeros, so you're rounding to two decimal places. The thousandths place or 1,000 has 3 zeros, so the thousandths place is three decimal places. The 10,000ths place has 4 zeros, so you're rounding to four decimal places, and so on and so forth. So let's look at that a first example. Example 1, it says round the following number to the nearest tenth place. So the tenths place has 1 0. So we're going to one decimal place, or so one number after the decimal. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so that we can see. So the purpose of rounding or estimating is to simplify a number, right? Is to get rid of any unnecessary place values. So the tenths place is one number after the decimal place. So go to one number after the decimal place. Then this is my cutoff point. So I'm going to draw a line right here. That's where I'm cutting off that number. And then I want to keep everything that comes before it. So I'm going to just draw a box. And then once we do that, I just can't write this number. Like, if I were to write it just like this, 812.7, it'll be incorrect. That's not a proper estimation of that number that was given to me at the beginning. What I need to do instead is I need to look at that first number that comes outside of that box, which will be a 6. Then I need to ask myself, is 6 bigger than or equal to 5? If it is, then add 1 to the number before. So, is 6 bigger than or equal to 5? Well, yes, it is. It's bigger than 5, so I'm going to add 1 to the number that comes before. So this is what happens. So I'm going to add 1. And then I'm going to ignore all this. And then 7 plus 1 is 8. Put down my decimal and then bring down everything else. And then this is my answer. That's a proper estimation to the tens place. Let's look at another example. It says example 2, round the following number to the nearest thousandths place. So the word thousandths, right, or 1,000 has 3 zeros, so we're going to 3 decimal places. So 3 places after the decimal. So 3 places after the decimal. So if I'm right here, 1, 2, 3, this is my cutoff point. So I'm going to draw a line going straight down. Then I want to keep everything that comes before. Then I need to ask myself, well, is the first number outside bigger than or equal to 5? Well, 5 is equal to 5. So that means I'm going to add a 1 to the number before. So exact same process. Then once I do that, I can get rid of all this because I don't need it. Because I'm estimating, I'm cutting off, I'm simplifying the number. And then now just add 6 plus 1 is 7. 8 is just 8. 7 is just 7. 1 is just 1. And so on. And then that's my answer. Alright, so let's do one more example. Alright, so example 3 says round the following number to the nearest hundredths place. Well, if you look at the number 100 or 100, right? Hundredths, something as 100 has 2 zeros, so I'm rounding to 2 places after the decimal. So that's 2 places. So There's my decimal. Go to 2 places. 1, 2. That's my cutoff point. So I'm going to draw a line. Then I want to include everything that comes before. Then I need to ask myself, all right, that first number that's outside, well, that's an 8. Is that bigger than or equal to 5? Well, 8 is bigger than 5, so I'm going to add a 1 to the number before. So I'm going to add a 1 to the number before. And then see what I get. 9 plus 1 is 10, so I have my 0, carry my 1. 1 plus 7 is 8. And then everything stays the same. And then that's my answer. That's it. That's simple. Last example. Example 4 says round the following number to the nearest hundredths place. So same place value. So hundredths. Right, the number 100 has 2 zeros. So I'm round to 2 decimal places. Okay, so 2 decimal places. 1, 2. So I'm going to draw my cutoff line. That's where I'm going to cut it off. Let me zoom in so that we can see better. And then I'm going to keep everything that comes before. And the same idea. I'm going to look at what comes after. Well, that's a 3. Is 3 greater than or equal to 5? Well, it's a less than, so that means I'm going to do nothing to all this. So I'm just keep this the way it is. And then this just stays at 0.65 or 0 and 65 hundredths. And that's it. That's my answer.